How do you do, Dr. Monica Martin?
I am very well, Lady B. Should I greet you in Chinese today?
Go right ahead. I'll translate after.
晚上好，我的朋友。
Good evening.
你今天好吗? That's good evening, my dear friend, Lady B. How are you today?
Right. And
You can answer me in English.
I was about to speak in some unknown language, so.
It's okay to answer me back in English, okay?
Woo! What a day. How do you do, Dr. Martin? It's so nice to hear you.
It's very nice to hear you too. Thank you so much.
We have not spoken in a whole month. That's a long time.
I think we spoke in between somewhere, didn't we?
I'm talking live.
You mean
I'm talking
I
live.
know you're still picking on me for not coming in person, but I keep promising you that I'm going to surprise you one day.
That's what I was doing now. I didn't even realize that. Yes.
That's what you're doing.
Welcome to Health
You're
Zone.
picking on the doctor.
I know. Welcome to Health Zone, everyone. My name is Lady D, and with me is Dr. Monica Martin. She's a gynecologist, acupuncturist, a graduate of Arden High School in Jamaica, and she is a doctor who is great. She has received awards because it's best they do it now, Dr. Martin. So you have received awards and you have really, been placing your mark out there in the medical world.
Okay.
So we thank you for delivering all the babies and giving all the advice that you have. For how many years now have you been doing this?
Many, many years.
Oh, you can't even give a figure. Many.
Let's keep it at many.
All right, I'll work with the many. That's fine.
I've delivered my babies are in their late 20s, mid-20s now.
Okay.
There you have it.
And you're just 21. How could you do such a thing?
There you go.
What a miracle. That's a miracle. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening's topic is urinary tract infection. Have you had that problem? Do you know people who are affected by that? For some reason, it keeps happening. It's reoccurring, and you're saying to yourself, you need to go see the doctor, or I need to go see the doctor. Am I not doing something right? Where am I going wrong? And I would like Dr. Martin to speak to that this evening, and she's capable of doing that. If you'd like to call during the discussion, you may call 914-600-4228, 914-202-4934. Linkage Radio 104.5 FM, and with me this evening is Touch FM Radio 90.1. They're situated in the Bronx. Urinary tract infection, Dr. Monica Martin, what is it?
Urinary tract infection is one of the most common infections actually among humans, and if you were to look at the reasons why people get urinary tract infection, a lot of it is preventable. I think gastrointestinal infection and probably pulmonary infection are the only two that is more frequent than the urinary tract infection. When we talk about the urinary tract infection, most people just think urinary tract infection, UTI, but the urinary tract, starting from the kidney all the way down to the opening of the bladder, the urine comes out, it's all considered urinary tract. So when you're infected, even in the vaginal area or in the penile area, that infection can actually extend all the way up to the kidney. And that is why doctors tend to be very alert and pay attention to urinary tract infection, because most people, when they have urinary tract infection, it sits in the bladder and it gets treated in 3 days and it's over. But the fear among the medical professionals who are taking care of you is that what if this thing goes up to the kidney, because or go further up, it can actually lead to a lot of disaster.
Oh.
Urinary tract infection is a very important disease to understand.
Mm-hmm. Now, for a person who they have been, for a person who has been having this problem, and we were raised, for those of us from the Caribbean, there is some kind of bush to take care of just about every condition. But I do believe that we have to be careful when we do that, because there are some bushes that are really not for some conditions that you have. Am I
And
correct?
some of them can be toxic to the liver too.
Right. Now, how do you encourage people to, avoid doing that?
Well, I study, we call it bush, but I study a lot of Chinese herbalism or Chinese bush, but I know of the Jamaican bush, but I don't really know the extreme detail of how they work.
Right.
So sometimes I just discourage the use of some of them unless it's the basic ones like mint and cedar grass and those things.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said before, the most important thing about urinary tract infection is that people should be aware of the reasons why urinary tract infection happens. Like a simple reason which everybody knows of how you clean yourself after a bowel movement. Because a lot of the organisms that cause urinary tract infection, everybody knows E. coli.
Right.
And those bacteria actually live in the colon, and so the most important thing is hygiene after bowel movement, because you can actually introduce bacteria that actually belong, innocently belong in the colon. You could introduce it up in the urinary tract, and that could cause a lot of disasters. As I said, the E. coli is the most common one. I think 85% of the time is the E. coli. But you have other organisms which are very serious, like Klebsiella and Proteus and those words. And so taking care of yourself and being aware and conscious is very important. There are other things that people need to be aware of. If you need a urinary test done, you don't have to be catheterized. Even if you're in the hospital, unless you have a reason why you can't go to the bathroom, you shouldn't really allow people to put a catheter in unless there's need. Even, last week, a few days ago, I did surgery on a patient, and she had just used the bathroom. And routinely, we put a catheter in the patient for surgery. And I told them, I said, no, she just urinated. We don't need a catheter because the surgery is not going to be long.
Right.
Because that would have been an unnecessary catheter in place with the wrist. Even if it's a sterile condition obviously works more, but still you want to minimize any chance of infection happening from without instrumentation or catheterization and those things. Then you have other things like people with, bladder problems, from weakness in the bladder, from maybe prolapse of the bladder. When the bladder prolapses outside of this regular anatomical zone.
Okay.
So you find that, the bladder is down, the neck of the bladder is not in the right place. So sometimes just by coughing, and when you cough and then you stop coughing, you can actually have what we call a reflux, which is the urine into a not so clean area and it goes back up. So you find a lot of people with weakness in the bladder, they get urinary tract infection all the time. So these are the simple knowledge that people should have, just help them through this urinary tract infection business, because we have to realize that, as the old saying goes, prevention is better than cure. So, of course, there are times when there's nothing you can do. It happens, one of the frequent reasons also, which in a way is avoidable, but I wouldn't say it's avoidable because it's sexual intercourse, which people like to do. And so, even when you're having sexual intercourse, you can be still vigilant and before sex. It's a good thing to empty your bladder before you have sex and after sex.
Okay.
And, just because the urine acts like it actually flushes the bladder for you. you know, and there's so many things that we can be conscious of, you know. During sex, when taking a shower or making sure the area is clean, because as much as you might be enjoying the sex, that bacteria is gonna have a good time going up the bladder. Okay, if you're not clean, you spend the whole day at work, you come home, you have sex, the bacteria that accumulated in that whole genital area is just simply going to find its way up to your bladder.
Oh. Information. That's interesting. So can you get a UTI and a yeast at the same time?
Of course, you can get a yeast, you know, people get yeast infection from so many different things. You can actually get yeast infection from sexual contact too, that people don't think about.
Okay.
But yeast infection could be a separate entity. I mean, there is such a thing as a urinary tract infection, mixed urinary tract infection, which is kind of rare. But you can have two separate entities. You could have yeast in the vagina, and you could have E. coli in the bladder.
Okay.
So if you're having urinary frequency, maybe you go to the bathroom a lot, or you're feeling like you want to go but you can't go, that's called urgency. You know, these things should alert you to go find someone who will actually send off some urine to make sure that you have the culture checked to make sure, even if you're in the early stage of a urinary tract infection, that it gets caught and taken care of.
I understand. Now, you know, for those of you who are listening and you've had this condition, you can call or you can make your notes. We understand. It's a very sensitive topic because a gentleman came on the Facebook Live and then he says, oh boy, not a guy's kind of topic. I'm out. So he's gone. But it's important for men to be aware as well.
Wait a minute, you're talking right now? Just now that happened?
Yes, he just wrote it. He came on and he was listening and then he's gone.
It's also for men.
That's it.
Because men have urinary tract.
Well,
then, you know, they have a bladder, they have a urethra, that's the tube that leads from the bladder onto the penis. Fortunately for men, they don't get urinary tract infection as often, but they can get urinary tract infection.
That's right. So I don't, because sometimes men, I don't know if I should use the phrase in general, but sometimes they don't understand that there are certain similarities between the male and female conditions.
There's a lot of similarities.
Right.
A lot of similarities, but lack of knowledge.
Knowledge.
You know, the thing about it is that, you know, you read the Bible, you know that in Proverbs it says, you know, getting understanding is very important.
Yes.
Understanding is more precious than rubies, and it's more important than fine. It's more something or other than fine gold.
Right.
Fine gold.
Right.
It's important of understanding.
Yes.
So when you have understanding, you know, literally it's better than fine gold because you actually understand and you probably save the money in your pocket, you know, running to the doctor and running to the hospital. So men and women both need the information.
No, well, I think he hopped off already. Ooh, that's funny. Now, often, you know, quite often we've seen people, once they think it's coming on, they have some cranberry juice. How helpful is cranberry juice?
Well, it's not an exact verdict, but I believe that cranberry has something called tannin. It's a long medical word for it, but it tends to, you know, discourage the bacteria from adhering to the wall of the bladder. So that's where cranberry comes in, but not the cranberry that's sweetened.
Right.
The cranberry, some people take the pills, and it's known to give you some temporary results. But I'm not, you know, I recommend it, but science doesn't totally confirm it. But in practical use, people get a lot of help from taking some cranberry, especially if they don't have time to go to the doctor right away. They can take some cranberry juice to at least you know, defer the symptoms.
Okay. Can I ask you?
Not a bad thing. Cranberry and a lot of water.
And a lot of water. May I ask you how dangerous are urinary tract infections in older adults?
That's an extremely good question. It's dangerous in older adults. It's dangerous on different levels. It's dangerous for everyone. In older adults, let's say women now, women, because the estrogen missing, sometimes the vagina loses that lactobacillus, that organism that keeps the vagina healthy. So it kind of encourages all other organisms to come in that area, and it can cause a lot of problems in older women. And so it's very important that you keep getting recurrent urinary infection, urgency, burning when you urinate, that we see the doctor. Sometimes you can just get the estrogen cream to replenish the deficient estrogen in the vagina, and so that can be a good help. But in any age group, a urinary tract infection left unattended could be disastrous. In pregnant women, it's very important. I remember when I was doing my training, and some pregnant women would come into the emergency room with back pain, upper back pain, and we have a thing called asymptomatic bacteriuria. The asymptomatic bacteria in the urine with no symptoms.
Oh, okay.
So that can happen in any age group or in anyone, but in pregnancy, it's very, for some people, because the ureter, which is the tube from the kidney, dilates under the influence of all those hormones in pregnancy. And so, whereas a woman would feel something, the woman who is pregnant does not feel much. That's why when you're pregnant, it's good to go to the doctor and get these things done routinely.
Right.
Because a lot of times, as I said, in emergency, we need to see the women come in when it's too late, when they have the when they have the kidney infection and poison in the kidney and excruciating pain and so on. So, in pregnancy, urinary tract infection can be a total disaster. It causes miscarriages. It causes a lot of suffering, and so pregnancy is the time when I think urinary tract infection is more and more dangerous.
Okay. Now, can I also ask, ladies and gentlemen, 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, inside the zone, it's center stage today, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. And I'm connecting with Dr. Monica Martin in our second Thursday feature, Health Zone. Linkage Radio 104.5 FM and Touch FM Radio 90.1. I would like to ask you, Dr. Martin.
Yes, lady.
How would constipation cause a urinary tract infection? Because I'm asking, there are people who are on the Facebook Live and to our audience who are listening. And there are some topics that are sensitive and they might not want to ask the question, but I have managed to brainstorm and to research. So I'm asking on their behalf. But again, for the men who are listening, you can take note as well for the woman or the woman in your lives, meaning your special person or your daughters or nieces. They're, you have female family, you have families who are females, and this information is crucial for you to know. Again, the question, how would constipation cause a urinary tract infection?
I wouldn't say constipation itself, because the bowel is close to the bladder, but the way I would see that causing a urinary tract infection is during constipation, people tend to strain a lot, past their stool, and so I could see where that area could be a little more contaminated. They may try 2-3 times a day and so on. So any kind of manipulation of the anal area over and over again with effort to go to the bathroom could lead to accumulation of various bacteria in that area. So if you're constipated, obviously something is wrong. You need to maybe change your diet, drink more water, stones or whatever it is, go to the doctor. Really constipation, because constipation in itself is another issue that could be very serious.
Okay, okay. Oh boy, little did we know so much. 22 minutes after 8 o'clock. If you would like to call with your question, 914-600-4228, 914-202-4934. Untreated urinary tract infection, Dr. Martin. Can you speak to that?
Yes. Well, I kind of alluded to that earlier in the conversation where I talked about, urinary tract infection left untreated. The urinary tract, as I described earlier, is the start from the kidney. And we call it a tract, but it's from the kidney. There are certain structures near the kidney, we even consider them like the adrenal glands, which sit on top of the kidney. They're all part of the urinary tract. So when you have urinary infection or any kind of blood, most times starts below. The only time people would get any kind of urinary infection further up without any problem below is if they have some kind of a, problem with the blood vessels being invaded by bacteria, but most of the time it's coming from below.
Okay.
So if you allow it, like if you're in a burning and you keep trying the converting and you try everything and you Google this and Google that, then you're playing with your body, because what happens in the meantime, these organisms, these bacteria are very smart. Over the years, the medical world has had to change the antibiotics, because a lot of these bacteria are very smart. They develop what we call resistance.
Right.
So they say, oh, no ampicillin, we're going to fight this thing.
Right.
So you find that even some organisms, they can't treat them with ampicillin anymore, these kind of penicillin. You have to go to more deeper stuff. So if you leave bacteria untreated, infection untreated, you're running the risk of getting problem in your ureter, which is that tube, very important. The two tubes that hang down from the kidney that carry the urine to the bladder. You have problem of infection in the kidney itself, in the parenchyma, the body of the kidney, and that's really disaster. Sometimes people have dark kidneys because of it. That area is very vascular, so if you get infection in that area, it's going to the rest of the body through what we call septicemia, which is when bacteria spread out into the blood and you get all kinds of major problems. So urinary tract infection is not something to play with.
Well, I'm telling you, we are listening to you this evening because, people sometimes like to personalize things. And you'll hear a woman might say, well, my UTI coming on. And so, it may...
No, I don't call it personal, I call it ownership.
Ownership. Yes, it's a... My
UTI,
yes.
It belongs to me. No, it doesn't belong to you to get rid of it.
Now, is it true that erectile dysfunction is a common cause of UTIs in men? No, I had to pop that one.
It was more with the other way around, because if various things, I'm not the urologist now, but various things can result in erectile dysfunction, including infection and anything that damages that area, of the male pelvis. So if you carry around infection, that's in the men, by the way, prostate is considered a part of the urinary tract. It's right there, very adherent to the bladder area. So if you have infection in that area, I could see how, because erection is due to it comes about because of very functional nerves in that area. So I can see any kind of irritation or damage in that area could result in erectile dysfunction. But as I say, I'm not the expert in this area, but when I think about it, I do believe there are many reasons that can cause erectile dysfunction. Some treatable, some not. But I don't think that erectile dysfunction could result in erectile.
And I believe you spoke to this, but Courtney, someone on the Facebook Live, is asking, how does a man get UTI?
Well, a man, the man gets UTI much less than the woman.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same mode of transport, so to speak.
Okay.
Because the woman's urethra, which is the one that comes from the bladder to the outside, and the man's urethra are two different lengths. So the woman's urethra is so much shorter. It's like 4 centimeters, like less than 2 inches.
Okay.
Whereas the men, their urethra starts from the bladder all the way out to the end of the penis.
Oh.
So you can have a urethra length that's 6 inches, 8 inches, 5 inches, depending on the length. So if you think about it, if you think of the whole physics and physiology of it, the organism, let's say a man has intercourse with a woman who has a very bad vaginal infection, or for whatever reason we get bacteria onto the tip of the penis. So it's going to travel up, and the body is so equipped that you have things sitting in the urethra and in the both men and women, which are called, and in the bladder, which are called macrophages, white cells that grab and destroy things. So by the time it's going to reach up to the man to infect his bladder, it's probably caught and taken care of by maybe the urine or all these mechanisms that are set up to protect the bladder. So that is the reason why men have less urinary tract infection, but they can get urinary tract infection, definitely.
Okay. Well, we're going to wrap it up now, Dr. Martin, but informative. We thank you for your presentation this evening, because there are people who really don't understand. And if you're not informed, you cannot make informed decisions.
Exactly, and understanding, as I said, is more precious than gold.
That's right.
And, and that's coming from the Bible. So it's very important for people to learn a little more about their bodies. I always say this on your show, because when you say, if you can't depend on the doctors to explain it, because doctors, they're so busy in the office. Even though I talk a lot in my office, I still don't get to. So what I'm saying to you now, I never get to say to patients. I don't have that kind of time. So how are you going to get the information? You have to get information. So you don't have to be a doctor or a nurse, but you at least need to know the basics about your body, so you don't keep getting sick all the time. And then you say my blood pressure and my urinary infection, and you need to. We all need to be a little more cognizant and alert to our bodies.
I agree with you. I totally agree. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me. And you may give them your contact information before we close.
Okay. As you know, my name is Dr. Monica C. Martin. My number is 212-213-5811. That's 212-213-5811. That's my office number. My email is drmonicamartin@yahoo.com. And this is the one I always stumble over. My website is Dr. Monica, www.drmonicamartin.com, something like that.
Okay, thanks, ma'am. All right. Thank you, Dr. Martin.
I'm going to get the gist.
Well, I'm giving you homework. Next month, you come ready.
Every month you give me the homework.
Yeah. So I'll just remind you. Have it written down so you can pass it on. Thank you so much.
Yes, but I have quite a few. I have drmonicanews.com and drmonicamartin.com. I know I have those.
Wonderful. We'll be talking in the month of June.
Thank you so much, Lady D. And as we say in Chinese, Kishini.
All right, and I can
You
say...
don't have to say you're welcome in English. You can answer me back.
And I was about to say Shishini.
Shishini, you got it. That's it. Thank you. Okay, have a lovely evening.
All right.
God bless all your listeners.
Yes.
And may they all of us
you so much, Dr. Martin. Blessings to you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for Health Zone this evening here on the show inside the zone. Center stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. And vital information on urinary tract infection is a common condition found in men and women. So don't get it mixed up here now. And you can pass this on. I will be sharing this segment with Dr. Martin on my Facebook page. I'll be downloading it to my YouTube and then I'll be posting it. So for those of you who would like to watch it again and share it with your friends, you can do just that. Stick and stay with me, 8:33 p.m. I'm now going to the segment that I call my Artist Zone. But guess what? It's a mixture this evening. I'm taking you to the good old days of, let's see if you can get it ahead of me, taking you to the good old days of Thanks for joining, everyone. I'll be posting for you